Let's continue. Let's continue. Thank you for being here again. Estamos aquí. Ok, entonces vean, ya nos quedó cada una de ellas. Dice, if I didn't feel so ill, si no me sintiera, if I didn't feel, si no me sintiera tan mal, tan enfermo. I'd come to the party with you. Vendría o iría. Iría, I would come to the party with you. Lo hicieron mucho, mucho, muy bien. Muy bien, entonces este es el second conditional, no se los olvide. Condición en pasado, ya sea el verbo to be, que vamos a usar were para todas las personas, o el verbo could, pasado de can. Negación, didn't feel. Ya sabemos que para negar el didn't lo hace pasado al feel. Y así sucesivamente. Por último, de este conditional to, la práctica última y dice complete statements using second conditional para que nos quede más claro de lo que ya lo teníamos. Dice start, finish, work, do, be, accept, no, aquí negación, not love, be and not do, negación de do. Bien, comenzamos con Marisa. Can you complete the number one? Remember?
Yes, if he start early, he will finish in time.
If he started early, he will finish in time. Vean la condición pasado de start, started. El resultado would con finish, verbo en su forma simple. Muy bien. Carmen, what about the number two?
If you worked harder, you will do well on the best.
Okay, if you worked harder, si trabajaras, el harder es como demasiado, duro, mucho. You would do well on the test. Saldrás bien en el examen. Es como trabajar como de estudiar, ¿verdad? If you work harder, you would do well on the test. Bien. Alex.
If I was you.
No. Otra vez. Recuerde,
Sí,
no
es
vamos a usar was. Lo leímos hace ratito. ¿Qué dijimos, Alex? Para todos los sujetos, todas las personas, va a ser were. No decimos was. Aquí no va a haber was.
if I were you.
Ok.
If would accept that offer.
Ok, no se le olvide, para todas las personas es where. Lo dijimos hace rato, lo volvemos a leer, que decía tenga cuidado al usar el verbo to be. Hay que usar where para todas las personas, all the subjects. Muy bien. Lulu. ¿No está Lulu?
Sí, aquí estoy,
Ok,
teacher.
muy bien.
If she no.
¿Cuál es el pasado de no?
No.
Otra vez. ¿Cuál es el pasado de no?
¿Qué?
A ver, no le entiendo. ¿Cómo?
Keep.
No. A ver, ¿cómo es?
No.
Sí, este es no, es
Keep.
presente.
Keep.
No le entiendo. Hay que hablar,
No.
hay que decirlo claro, que se escuche claro. Pasado de no. No.
Le deletreo
New. Recuerde, new. If she knew.
New.
If she
¿Y
knew.
qué decía yo?
Pues no sé, no le
She,
entendía.
no me entendía, perdón. If she knew who he was, she wouldn't love.
him. Okay. Nuevamente, if she knew who he was,
If she,
if she knew who
if
he
she
was,
knew who he was, she would love.
she wouldn't. Aquí decimos she wouldn't.
She went.
She wouldn't. No, went es otra cosa.
She wouldn't.
She
Es que no lo
wouldn't.
escuchaba bien. She wouldn't.
She wouldn't love
Wouldn't.
him. Okay.
Not
Si
love.
supiera quién era
Yes, love.
él, si supiera quién era él, no se hubiera enamorado de él. She wouldn't love him. No lo amaría a él. Bien. Continuamos con la siguiente. No se les olvide que practicar reading, leer, 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 leer para que nos salgan las palabras bien. Vamos con Karen a ver si ya puede. Karen. Karen. No, parece que aún no. Carmen.
If I were you,
Ajá.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. Ok. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. ¿Qué nos dice? Si yo fuera tú, si fuera tú,
No lo haría.
no lo haría. I wouldn't do it. Es hacer, no lo haría. I wouldn't do it. Ok. If I were you. Recuerden, hay que leer mucho para que nos salgan las palabras. Decimos, if he start, aquí es como T. If he start early, he would finish in time. He would finish in time. If you worked harder, you would do well on the test. You would do well on the test. If I were you, I would accept that offer. If she knew who he was, she wouldn't love him. She wouldn't love him. Vean que va unido. She wouldn't love him. She wouldn't love him. Love him. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Alex, la primera léamela hasta la coma sin detenernos. Alex.
If he start early, he will finish in time.
A ver, nuevamente dijimos no vamos a hacer pausas, sino hasta la coma.
If he start early, he wouldn't finish in time.
Ajá. La siguiente, usted mismo.
If you worked harder, you would do well on the test.
Recuerde que aquí si you worked, esto es como una T. If you worked harder, you worked harder. If you worked harder, no decimos work it. If you worked harder, you would do well on the test. Ok, no se les olvide que no se dice ed. Started, aquí era started, it. If he started early, he will finish. If you worked harder, you would do well on the test. Ok, muy bien, Alex. Lulu.
Yes, teacher. If I were you, I would accept that offer.
Ok, la siguiente.
If she knew who he was,
Who he was?
she would love.
She wouldn't
She wouldn't love.
love him. Hay que unirlo. She wouldn't love him. She wouldn't love him.
Es que no se ve. Oh, ya.
She
Ahora sí le
love
leo. Es
him.
que me estaba tapando ahí los nombres de los que estamos conectados. If she knew who he was, she wouldn't love him.
If she knew who he was, she wouldn't love him.
If
Y la última.
I were you, I could do it.
Otra vez, que se entienda. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Hay que ver dónde es
I wouldn't,
negación. Wouldn't
I wouldn't
do
eat.
it. No,
Do
I
it.
wouldn't do
Do
it.
it.
Do it. I wouldn't
I
do it.
wouldn't do it.
No lo haría. If I were you, I
If-
wouldn't do it.
If were you,
A ver, otra
I
vez.
wouldn't do it.
I,
Do it. Do it.
if I were
Ay,
you,
se me hace muy difícil.
porque está sencillo, mire, if I were you, I
If
wouldn't,
I were you,
I
I would,
wouldn't, es
I
que
wouldn't
falta la L,
do,
I wouldn't, nada
I
más,
wouldn't, I wouldn't,
do it.
it,
I
I wouldn't do,
es wouldn't,
do it,
I wouldn't,
wouldn't do it,
wouldn't do
do
it.
it,
Vea, dice, wouldn't do it, wouldn't love him,
wouldn't,
wouldn't, es wouldn't,
wouldn't,
okay?
wouldn't,
Es would, wouldn't,
wouldn't.
wouldn't, ok. Es
Yes, teacher.
práctica, es práctica. Bien, entonces nos dice, bueno, esto fue puro condicional 2. Vean que ya lo habíamos visto en alguna otra ocasión, pero a veces se nos olvida por algún, pues sí, si no se practica, se olvida, pero siempre es bueno volver a repasarlo, ¿verdad? Recuerden, es práctica, nos tiene que salir. Vean que si lo hacemos, aunque sea lento, if I were you, nos tiene que salir las palabras claras, porque si no, no se entiende nada. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. If she knew who he was, she wouldn't love him. She wouldn't love him. If I were you, I would accept that offer. I would. Aquí nada más va a ser como el would. No decimos la O ni la L. I would accept that offer. If you worked harder, you would do well on the test. If he started early, Aquí como que la T no la decimos it. If he started early, he would finish in time. Y aquí yo diría, yo le cambiaría on time. Ay, perdón. Yo le cambiaría on time. ¿Dónde era? Porque como que a mí me suena más on time. No sé por qué hay esto que todavía no. A ver, déjenme salgo. ¿Quién falta? Carmen, Karina, Marisa, Lulu. Ah, San Juan a lo mejor ya salió de trabajar y ya va rumbo a su casa. A lo mejor. Yo diría, he will finish casi es más on time. Se usa más on time. I will finish on time que in time. Es más usual decir on time. Bien. Es práctica de leer. Traten de estos mismos ejercicios, leerlos en voz alta y van a ver que nos va a salir. Nos sale. Aunque sea lento, if he started early, he would finish on time. If you work harder, you would do well on the test. Pero vamos a escuchar, no quiero escucharme yo, a Carmen.
If he starts early, he will finish on time.
Ajá. La siguiente.
If you worked harder, you will do well on the test.
Bien. Muy
If I
bien.
were you, I will accept that offer.
Ok, vamos a...
If she,
Ok.
sorry,
Sí, continúe. Let's continue.
if she knew who he was, she wouldn't love him. If I were you, I wouldn't do it.
Bien, Lulu nuevamente va a ver que le va a salir muy bien. La 5.
Sí, teacher. If I were you, I wouldn't do it.
Ajá. I
Do it.
wouldn't. Ajá. No diga la L para que no se confunda. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it.
Diga wouldn't. Nada más con que diga
Wouldn't.
Ajá.
Wouldn't do it.
A veces ni la T la decimos.
Ah,
Wouldn't.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it. ¿Sí?
I wouldn't do it.
Love him. La T ni la decimos tampoco. I wouldn't do it.
Mhm,
I wouldn't
mhm,
do it.
mhm,
I wouldn't love him. A ver, ahora
mhm.
dígame la segunda.
If you work harder,
Ajá.
you would do well on the test.
Bien, lo está haciendo muy bien. Alex, number 3.
If it were you, no, if were you, you would accept that offer.
Otra vez. If I were you.
If I were you, you would accept that offer.
No, aquí en were you, no lo despegue. If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, sin soltarlo. If I were you, I would accept that offer. Si usted le está dando un consejo a un amigo, dice, si yo fuera tú, aceptaría la oferta. If I were you, I would accept that offer. Así, o nuevamente.
If I were you, I would accept that offer.
Vea, así le diría, porque si lo hacemos en pausa, si yo fuera tú, pues se entiende, obvio, ¿verdad? Pero hay que hacerlo seguido. I would accept that offer. Aceptaría la oferta. Aceptaría esa oferta. Lo hizo muy bien. Vean, es nada más práctica. Es ponernos y practicar. Porque pues la práctica hace al maestro. Les está saliendo y nos está saliendo muy bien. Es simple y sencillamente práctica. ¿Ok? Continuamos el día de mañana, porque vean, este es el condicional 2, no se les olvide la estructura, condición en pasado, resultado, would, could or should, verbo en su forma simple, verbo normal. Lo han hecho muy bien. Vamos a practicar más para que nos salga, que no nos trabemos y se nos facilite leerlo, ¿ok? Thank you everybody. Gracias a todos y nos vemos mañana. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
You, teacher.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow. See you
Okay.
tomorrow, everyone.